first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now the Iowa State product, it's Kene Nwangu. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 44-yard line.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
On first down, they'll run with Nwangu. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. This defense for the Jets, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Here's 2nd and 8. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. With a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack.
But that takes a start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And Old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And the Jets are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football. But at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. On first down, Wilson. It's caught by Davis. A beautiful fake. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high power, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
1st and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. Again, Wilson. toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. Now Wilson. He'll get this out wide here to Elliott. Touchdown! Ezekiel Elliott. His 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Jets have taken a first-quarter lead. The extra point up and good. It's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Right side, it's Hamler pulling it in. 7 yards, the pickup there.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 46-yard line.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. 2nd down and 3. He'll drop to throw. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing that danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
And he sidestepped one man, but reinforcements come to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. Play action. Now Wilson. Now this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Picked up by Michael Ojemudia. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. That was just one of those interceptions from our perspective here. We got a good view at the 50-yard line mid-level that quarterback and receiver were not on the same page.
Just by his reaction, I'm talking about the quarterback, he expected something different from his receiver, whether he expected him to break in, out, deeper, shorter. They'll determine that on the sideline. But bottom line, you could see that he thought he'd be in a different spot, except the defender was not his intended target.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Handoff here to Nwangu. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. 43 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Kene Nwangu with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Oilers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. extra point from McManus is good. And we are tied here in the second quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
A first down carry by Elliott. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Now, you and I, partner, we got the plum assignment this week. An unbeaten team against a one-loss team. Really not much separating these two entering play here today.
Not much at all, and I think for both coaches, they've looked at their team and said, guys, you got to know what you're getting into in this one, and you better be ready to go because you get to answer the big question of the day. Are we as good as we think we are? We're about to find out. We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
First down run with Elliott going to go for about 4. 2nd and 6 coming up.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to the huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Pushes past him. Power running by Zeke. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
That type of run right there, that just fires me up when I watch it because that's maybe the most underrated aspect of his game. The ability to break tackles and know where the first down chains are and pick them up.
He's tough, good pedigree. Dad Stacy was a linebacker at Missouri.
And how about Mom on the track team? So I think that's where the speed came from. And she's not shy about letting us know that, too.
Yeah, I got the best of both worlds. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And he's going to work this one down to about the 5.
56 yards on the ground for him so far.
The 8th play of the drive coming up. It's 3rd and 3. To throw is Wilson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And his kick is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So in the end, they had the ball for 10 plays, but the drive gets them 3, not 6.
Is it okay if I give credit to both sides on this one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's start defensively. They hung in there. 10-play drive, but they stiffened when they got close to the goal line, made them kick a field goal. And for the offense, 10-play drive. They might be a little disappointed they got a field goal, but they moved the ball down the field with dispatch and came away with points.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got
nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and it's scooped up by the Jets. And he takes it to the house. It's a fumble recovery for a Jet touchdown. Now the extra point try forthcoming. It's good to make it 17-7. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Marcus May with a pick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick-6 and a Jet touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Extra point up and through. That'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, there's something about narrowing it to a 2-score game at half that makes it feel like much less of an obstacle. He's got his pass-catching tight end, that's Pitts.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterward.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3.
And the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Second half starts with a carry by Elliott. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Pushing through the contact. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Here's Wilson. And he's got his big tight end here. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
10th carry now for Elliott. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 67 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. Well, throw on 1st down with Wilson. And that is incomplete.
I'm looking at this with my defensive eyeglasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead. No problem there on the extra point. Everything's now 24. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded right at the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big pickup there on the run. And that one heck of a run right there. Once he got loose, you could tell that he was going to run a long way. That was pretty impressive.
And there's an old chestnut of an expression called getting on your horse. And I hate to use it, but I'm going to right here because it absolutely applies. How about the head of steam he had behind him? He was absolutely galloping downfield. That was something to see.
And the next-gen stats are going to tell the story, and wow, what a story it is. Nearly a full 23 miles an hour. One of the fastest plays on record, folks.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it.
Drops this off with Nwangu.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Back to throw. And he'll find Sutton on the right side complete. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense could get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here, and now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw, eluding the pressure right. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. They'll look to run with Nwangu. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
Gotta figure this is one they need here on 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Courtland Sutton, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Oilers are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Now McManus for the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make our score 31-14 now. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Wilson's throw there taken in by Smith. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York.
I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And the next-gen stats are going to tell the story, and wow, what a story it is. Nearly a full 23 miles an hour. One of the fastest plays on record, folks.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9.
Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19.
They'll look to throw.
They'll check that down to Nwangu out of the backfield.
And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 4th down. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
Got a man complete. It's Hamler.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Felt compelled to go for it there on fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a fourth down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
They'll look to throw again. That's caught left side to tight end Pitts. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good. And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 117 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Now a play fake here on first down. And Sharp calls it in. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it.
And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. KJ Hamler, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Oilers are able to cut into that deficit. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. McManus's point after is good, and that'll cut this to a 17-point spread. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, caught at the 21. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
They'll try and run some clock now with Elliott. Takes this up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. They go to Elliott again. There he goes, left side. He's at the 30. 10, 5, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Ezekiel Elliott, a guy who considers himself underrated, has told his detractors to put some respect on his name. Hard not to respect a run like that.
And how about the situation that we're in right now? Because this is the fourth quarter. So you know there's some tired legs out there on defense and probably some tired minds as well trying to chase guys around for 4 quarters. But this is where conditioning, athleticism, that separates the good backs from the great backs, and that was an A-plus effort right there.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
They run with Dillon. And good yardage as he gets this one up to about the 23.
Probably a bit of a surprise call there on 1st down, but how about a tone setter for the drive? Picking up nice yardage with the big man setting the tone physically.
At the 23, it's 2nd and 12.
They'll set up a throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
The offense on third down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is third down and 12. Back to throw here. Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete. And some room to work. Unable to corral him. He fights through. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A huge play there for Houston.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
Back to throw now on first down. Shark's got it left side. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They're going to look to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Noah Fant with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Oilers get a bit closer. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw, as this play will stand as is. Extra point from McManus is good, and that'll cut this to a 17-point spread. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And it's all but certain that this win streak is going to extend another week. Just another tremendous performance in this one. And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's second down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Again, it's Elliott. Gets around him and able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. Looking here for Smith downfield. They've got his man complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Jeff Smith, his 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Jets add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point safely through, and the lead is now 24. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Let's just be frank. They're playing for pride at this point.
that's all that's left, because victory, not a chance now. And I can't wait to see how they actually go about doing it, because there are a lot of people watching the body language of the guys on the field now, and if they call plays they want executed, they need to do that and do it really well. Otherwise, there could be repercussions.
We'll see how they handle the waning moments of this one. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Another run now for Nwangu. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he will find his man Sutton. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Open man, and again it's Sutton. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Bryce Hall. And the Jets will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
Charles, it's one thing to win, it's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Jets,
they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign.
And they'll have another home date next week as the Miami Dolphins come to town. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the loss will drop them to 6-2 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.